Welcome back, boys. We're here again in another Slice episode where we ask one of the most interesting questions ever asked.
Philosophy of our time.
Philosophy of our time. What came first?
The egg or the chicken?
Sure, I was gonna go for something else.
Whatever egg it is, Baby Yoda eats it.
Baby Yoda eats it. Not a spoiler. I don't know. Doesn't even care.
I mean, I haven't even seen the episode, and I know what happens.
Right? All right. God damn it, dog. Oh,
I think someone murdered that. Your sister came out and
she's like annihilated it. Carlos, question of the day.
Yes, it is. This is just to us in general.
Yeah.
How important is?
Also to the fans, right, or to the viewer?
They don't matter.
He doesn't mean that, people.
We stand on a throne of righteousness. What we say goes.
Righteous? Yeah. Tell us something else, bots.
How important is continuity to you guys with shows or movies that you watch?
Yeah, canon and stuff like that.
Continuity.
Yeah.
Canon, how important is that to you?
I think it's a standard. You should have something to solid structure. I mean, for me, I could talk about pro wrestling. I could say there's certain matches I watch, and sometimes we see a rule that's broken from the continuity of a wrestling rule, and then it just goes to shit. Like this. Let me jump in. There's a match, Hell in a Cell. Basically, it's anything goes. They're locked up in a giant cage that you can't escape. And there are no rules. Basically, the way to get victory is pinfall or submission. Recently, these past couple of years, they haven't been following that rule. They basically, the only time I feel like you would have stopped the match in that match was when someone would fall off the damn cage from 20 feet. Because it has happened. Mankind falling off, being thrown by Undertaker twice off the Hell in a Cell.
Cactus Jack.
No, it was Mankind. It's the same guy. No, it's not. It's not.
It is the same guy.
It's not the same guy.
It is the same guy.
It's not the same guy. They're three different people. They might have the same appearances, but they're
the triplets, man.
Anyways,
it's the same guy, man.
The same man fell literally off a building.
That's literally the only thing I know about wrestling.
Well, he fell off. And that's the only time I would be like, this man is dead. Stop the match. Literally, this guy fell off a building, and you're continuing the match, you sons of bitches. Why? But recently, these matches have become worse and worse, where a man just gets slammed with a fake hammer, and they're like, stop the match, so they end the match. And I'm just like, what the hell? They don't win by pin, they don't win by submission. Apparently, it's too much with... There's no rules in that cage. And there's rules again. Continuity matters. It matters. Canon. Keep it, literally, wrestling, I always, you said something, it's like an opera. What do they call it? A redneck opera?
It's redneck opera.
And they should have a story to continue.
I'm not a wrestling fan, I'm obviously out of my element here, but I think 99% of wrestling fans know it's not real.
Yeah.
But you're not watching it because it's a sport. You're watching it because it's opera.
Yeah.
It's theater.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider it as a sport. I mean, they're athletic. They're athletes.
They train as athletes.
It's not a sport. It's a show.
Yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah, and it's a bloody entertainment. It's a bloody good entertaining show. I just hate when they make us look dumb. Their own fans, they make them look dumb. Haha.
The rules within the show must continue.
Right? Yeah, and then when they want to treat it as a sport, they're like, oh, we're a sport, so where are the rules, man? Where are the rules? That's what I consider. Continue.
I because you're it's borderline.
Yeah, there are rules. You want to be this? Oh, you want to be athlete sports people? Okay, well, where's the rules, man?
Well, you got a guy with 3 personalities, man.
Hey, that's a bloody good show right there, man. That's a good story.
Having people come back from the grave.
Yeah, it's cool. Buried alive and coming back. That's
there's your continuity mistakes.
Dude,
why aren't you dead?
These
the Undertaker.
Wrestling can't be taken too seriously, man. They would do a storyline of an actual dead person. Someone really died, and they're playing around if they have this ashes in the urn, and they drop it. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, come on, I'm just saying, that I do care about continuity and like simple stuff like that. Wrestling, I hate when they make it look stupid because you don't follow the rules there, and you're like, no, why aren't you following this? I hope that answers your question for me. Does that help?
Oh, that does.
Okay.
That does technically
Obviously,
apply.
yeah. Does that help to continuity canon? Obviously, I will talk more about it later on. I'll let you boys talk.
Yeah, they had the president on wrestling once.
Oh yeah, they had the president. That was tight. They had many presidents. They had Bill Clinton. He went to WrestleMania.
Bill Clinton?
Well, he wasn't like in the show, but
yeah,
he
like,
was.
That's why,
he was watching. He was It's different.
They had Arnold.
Yeah, you had the governor before he was a governor. I mean, you had a lot of celebrities. But anyways,
Jesse
you guys.
Ventura.
Never see Obama beat the shit out of mankind.
Right, exactly. My fellow American.
My fellow Americans.
I will elbow drop this move.
I'll drone strike his ass.
Yeah.
I did not have sexual relations with that female wrestler.
Right. Yes. Cruz, how about yourself? Enough about me. I sound conceited. How about you, Cruz? Wow, Cruz. Who is that?
Oh, no, my phone just restarted.
Oh, what the hell?
Booty call.
Yeah, continuity matters. It's like when I read comic books, when you have all these
That's pretty hard for you then. That must be pretty hard because comic books do it all the time, but they're like
they mess up timeline every time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, here we kill MJ. Oh no, that wasn't the real MJ. This is the real MJ. She's still alive. She's doing this, and this is what she's been doing for the whole entire time.
Do you get annoyed when you read a comic from this part and then it's always different some other like I mean I know there's different series, the Ultimates and stuff like that, but sometimes does it go like why?
What? Yeah, and then they come up with this weird excuse. Oh, it's not canon. It's an alternate timeline.
Yeah, comic books. There must be an annoyance there.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I don't really take comic book events seriously. Because like if something happens, you're kind of like, well, does it matter?
It's like where I think Robot Chick even made a joke about like no one really ever dies. I mean,
yeah, it's like I remember when you made a big deal about Alfred dying, and I was just like, who gives a shit? There's like 1,000 Alfreds.
That's true.
Yeah, it was like the same thing when Wolverine died. I was like,
I know you were really kind of like whatever like. You were so like confident, like he's gonna come back.
I didn't even what happened.
He
came back.
One time, I remember he did go hard on Alfred, but then with Wolverine, he's like, he's gonna come back.
that's how he's like, no, Hugh Jackman ain't gonna let him die.
Yeah.
I'm like right after he died, they introduced Old Man Logan. Yeah. I was like, this is Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's Wolverine in the future. He means he lives. He comes back.
But is it the same Wolverine?
No.
It's not the
same. Exactly. That's why I don't.
What would you call Old Man Wolverine's like era? Like, would it be in what timeline does it fall in?
It's like if you took that Infinity Stone and don't return it on time.
It's its own timeline. It's not. It doesn't fall in the Ultimates. It doesn't fall in any other.
It's just its own timeline.
Which Ultimates was
that was a brilliant fucking analogy right there. Yeah. That was genius.
Come on, Mysterio gets the.
Damn you with the Air Force. Damn you. Don't you learn?
You know, Mysterio gets the upper hand on Wolverine.
Why?
And he makes him kill the whole entire X-Men.
Yeah. That's tight.
Yeah. And then they come, oh, that's not, it's an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
This is your Wolverine. He's just encased in adamantium.
He's in somewhere.
Yeah.
He's locked up.
It's his Superman healing. Like he's sleeping.
It's his what is it? Superman All-Star? No, that wasn't Superman.
The
Death of Superman. It was his Death of Superman.
Death of Superman. Death of Wolverine. He's not dead. He's hibernating.
Oh damn!
And then he comes back out of the adamantium and he has a new power. His freaking claws turn on fire.
If you shoot Wolverine into the sun, would that be enough?
I don't even.
Or would he just be in the center of the sun, just not moving?
He'd just be like in an endless pool of fire.
Of lava, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be done. Like, I mean, I don't think he'll die if the Well, I think he would probably die because, I mean...
he'll melt.
He'll melt.
Is the sun powerful enough to take out adamantium?
It's a friggin' molten...
what about Dark Phoenix? Isn't she, like, the same amount of...
power, but yet, he withstood that.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's just... But with Phoenix, I'm talking about in the movie now. I'm not even going to the comic. This is my knowledge of Phoenix, where she's smelting him when he's walking to him,
and the metal's just there, and his skin is just.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that if he goes into the sun, he's gone.
You know, I noticed that when he's like, it's taking chunks of his flesh.
Yeah.
Like when it takes a chunk of his chest.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't show adamantium ribs. It just shows like a breastplate.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have adamant. It's just like a solid chunk right there.
I think it just smelted all over it.
Yeah, that's the one thing about comic books. I'm like,
continuity and all that stuff.
Continuity matters.
Yeah.
Because if you have Gaslight, you have Ultimate, and you're like, what's the real story?
Yeah, has to be something, right?
Yeah.
At one point, there is a line where they do follow to the next, right?
Like,
yeah.
They have to definitively say, okay,
this is the Batman.
We have our fun little ones on the side,
Yeah.
but this is the main one.
Yeah. Like now, EA Games is probably gonna resurrect Force Unleashed during the third part.
Mm-hmm.
How's that gonna fall into continuity?
That'll ruin it.
Yeah,
that'll ruin it.
Starkiller is the ultimate overpowered Jedi out there.
Mm-hmm.
How's that gonna fit in canon?
Yeah.
And you know Disney's gonna want to make him canon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Starkiller, he makes Anakin look like a little chump. Yeah. Like he would ruin Star Wars.
Yeah, you'll ruin everything they have made right now.
Yeah.
Rey at this moment is the ultimate
and
overpowered.
they want to bring him back, huh?
And they want to do a third one and make it canon.
Damn.
Like that lightning that Palpatine shoots at the end, that's children's play compared to how powerful Starkiller is.
Well, the only thing they could...
That's something that non-canon did so well, right? It was technically non-canon, right?
Yeah, it's non-canon.
Yeah.
Well, like even before they did that whole reset, it was still kind of in an iffy thing.
Yeah.
Like,
the only way they could bring Starkiller back is if they kill the clone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even if they do bring it back, they gotta say like, listen, this is a side thing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the Star Wars thing. It's just its own thing.
Yeah.
Don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
But people will.
Well,
if it's that good, would you?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
But what about stories like Dread, Mad Max, all these stories that don't need continuity, but ultimately would need to have continuity?
What do you mean?
Like, are you saying they need it, or they? I mean, it looks like they don't need it, right?
They don't need it, but sometimes you want to know what the timeline is.
Oh, like you want to know some connection.
Dread does have good continuity because like everything that's happened in the Dread comes back. Like there's a history to Mega City. I mean, there was Mega City 2, which was destroyed, and now you don't even hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
There's no Texas City no more.
Just like Shazam.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. That's the ultimate continuity.
Yeah, but like
that's continuity within our universe.
Shazam, the movie with Sinbad, did it ever exist, or was it a figment of imagination you brought up when you watched Kazam? It's such a terrible movie. You put in Shazam, Sinbad in the role of basically.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing the kid from Indian in a Cupboard being in that movie.
I think he was.
I know that's not right.
There you go. It's in your head.
I'm just picturing
it. Probably was.
Yeah, you know what? It's in my head, so it's real.
Okay, back to it. All right, Cruz. There was good continuity. I like it, especially Starkillers too, and then also the comic book. Carlos, you brought up this question. For you, what does it matter? Where does it matter? Where do you stand in this, my good friend? Talk, please. Tell me your tale.
I'm very anal retentive about continuity.
Hey man, go ahead.
I mean, I'll bring up Star Trek again. I'm sorry for.
Hey, no, it's something you're passionate about. The only reason we bring those up is because you're passionate about it. You care.
Star Trek Discovery just took like, oh, here's continuity. Nah, I'm gonna throw it away.
Yeah.
Like nothing in it it follows what happened in actual Star Trek. What they say is supposed to happen. Oh, we're gonna have stuff that doesn't exist for another 100 years. Like we're just gonna throw it out. But I want to bring this because it's kind of a double-edged sword because Star Trek Picard has very good continuity, but it still sucks.
Okay. It's like, it's so great, and it's like, why are you terrible?
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's that thing from that one episode, and you ruined it.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, but I would prefer stuff to follow continuity. Like I want there to be rules to a universe. Otherwise, you're kind of doing whatever you want.
Have you seen things that weren't continuity that made it into content? Things that might not have connected later, like, oh, this is a side thing, and then, like, have you guys seen stuff like that in your stuff? Like, things that are like, oh, I like this, and then it made it to this. Like, non-canon stuff. Like how you said Star Killer.
Yes.
Like what?
There's books of Star Trek. Okay? Here's the thing with me and continuity, if it's not on the screen, if it's not on the show or in the movie, it's not continuity. I don't care what they wrote in a book. I don't care what's in a video game. If it's not on screen, I don't count it.
But technically, a video game is on the screen.
It's not continuity to me. To me, I should not have to, in order for me to get something from a movie, I should not have to take in something else. It should be self-explanatory during a movie or a show.
Okay.
Or a show. I don't have, if I have to read something else to get something.
So you're saying that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is continuity?
I'm saying it's not. Yeah, like if I have to understand something that's happening in the movie and it's like, oh, they explained that in S.H.I.E.L.D. I guess it's not real then.
They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very big. I'm sorry, but I mean, like, if I have to read something else to understand something,
It just sounds like being lazy.
well, I mean, it's stupid. I mean, what if they do that with everything? What if you're reading a comic book and like you're like, what? Who's this? And then it's like, oh, play this video game. And then you're playing that video game. Oh, read this book. And then you're reading that book. Oh, read this comic book. It's an endless hole. It's an endless hole.
Cruz is appreciative of that.
Yeah, and the universe keeps growing.
But what if it's not real there? What
Like
if it's a lie?
If you want,
well, how do you feel about the perfect example, Cruz? I'm saying it's not real. What? Remember with the Star Wars stuff? Remember the Old Republic or the stuff? Remember they basically said, oh, this is not canon to it.
But here's the thing: you don't have to do that stuff to understand the movies.
Yeah.
Like now, it's getting to the point where you do have to play every video game and read every comic book to understand. Like there's the story from Battlefront 2 was explaining how they knew how to destroy the Dreadnought at the beginning of the
so
Last
you're saying
Jedi.
is money.
Yeah, money. And it's like, no, like I don't give a hell. Just explain it in the movie.
Okay. Alright, cool. I'm just saying.
Rant over.
Yeah, rant over. Did you answer my question about non-canon stuff, making it a canon stuff, and how?
No, you didn't.
No, I was about to. Then we got into it. Then we started.
What's up? Go ahead, Carlos. Can you bring something up that was non-canon?
The
books and all that.
The books in Star Trek. There's a starship called the USS Titan that Commander Riker takes over, and they made it canon in that show Lower Decks.
Okay.
Yeah, they brought like the way it looks.
So Lower Decks is canon to you?
Lower Decks is canon, yeah. Here's the thing, that show has good continuity. There's jokes in that show that even I'm like, okay, I gotta look that up because I don't remember that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're being confused right now, we're confused as it is right now too.
No, look, I mean, can you consider? So you consider the Lower Deck canon?
Yeah,
but not Picard.
Yeah, it's
he just said Picard's canon, but it's terrible.
Yeah, like it has good continuity, but it still sucks. While Discovery just had bad continuity and it sucked.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's what he meant.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if it's good, if it's a legit content that really crosses like.
Yeah, like it's legit. Yeah.
It's like obviously he might not watch Shield, but for you, Agents of Shield is canon.
To a certain point.
There we go.
No, because they also changed the timeline.
They jumped
and they pull away from the movies.
Also,
wait. Is it in another timeline?
So from what was it? From Age of Ultron, wherever it goes before Age of Ultron and to be pre-snap, it's continued. It's canon. From after from the snap and all that, it's not canon. It's nothing to do with the movies anymore because they went on a different timeline.
Mm-hmm. So it left.
Wait. You mean they legitimately?
They never got snapped.
Oh, in their universe, they ain't got snapped. So they got. You know what? They're one of the
stones that got owned.
So everything that takes place in one of those stone realities.
Yeah.
It's the Kelvin timeline.
Kelvin. Yeah. Yes.
So everything pre-snapped is canon.
Star Trek.
And then it pulls away.
Okay. cool.
Which makes it really like iffy sometimes, because like it's like, oh, okay, well the reason we're not following continuity is because we're in a different timeline.
Oh, okay.
Technically, we can do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's basically what they did.
Okay, I see what
They
you
did that with the new Star Trek movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
like that's why none of it is
canon to it.
Yeah, it's another timeline. It's the Kelvin timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Still waiting for the fourth one.
I mean, Cruz, do you find anything that was non-canon and made it to canon, to continuity?
No.
No. Not even from Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars
it's
it's just mentioned the names. But you never see the actual person. Like Darth Raven. You never see him. They mention him in the Rise of Skywalker, but no history or whatever of that character.
You feel like they just name dropped it just to get the fans.
Yeah. Ooh, Darth Raven.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing really. What about what's his face?
Master of the Phantasm. I'm hyped for that. It was not canon before, and now it's gonna be canon.
Oh, for Batman, for comics. Yeah, okay.
Comic books. So
it was canon.
It was canon in my heart.
It was canon in my heart too. But now that she's officially in the comic books canon.
It's animated though.
It's animated.
It's animated canon.
Yeah, because I mean Harley Quinn was never comics.
No, she was never comics.
It's animated canon. It's
Animated.
canon.
But I'm talking about
In
comics.
the comics. Oh, you
I'm
like
talking comics.
Okay. He's talking about comics. They're gonna take their own take on it.
They'll take their own take on it and make her canon now.
Okay. And you're in comics.
In comics.
Get this right. Comics. Cardinal, stop. Comics.
Cartoons, she's canon all the way because she goes from the beginning of Batman's career all the way to the end of Batman's career and Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
She's gonna end up hooking up with Batman.
Basically. For me, I think. Thanks for asking, guys. For me, I want to
care. What do you think?
No, it doesn't seem like.
I do.
How dare you?
Very little.
You sound sarcastic.
When have I ever been sarcastic?
For me, I think I would say Halloween. I think that's one of the craziest timelines you could ever try to explain to people.
Oh,
I was about to ask because with
tree.
H2, I don't know what
H2O or which one? Resurrection. I know everything. Tell me.
No, what's the name of that series?
The Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween. It's like okay, from this movie up to this point, up to that point, and then you cut that out.
Yeah, no, this is how it works, I guess. I forgot how many timelines I said it. Okay, so let's start with the first one, the original 1978. That one is technically was gonna be on its own, but producers were like, we made money, so we make part 2. Part 2 happened. John Carpenter was like, I don't want to direct it, but I'll help you write it. So he wrote the script all drunk. Basically said, here you go. We want a third one. Okay, I don't want Michael. I don't want no Michael. Here, leave me alone. Like I'll write the story like this. So no Michael. The third one is technically on its own. It's its own. It's its own.
It's just
timeline.
called Halloween.
Yeah. Well, it was gonna be an anthology.
Yeah.
They wanted to do that, and people didn't like it because there was no Michael Myers. Fourth one came. Basically, fourth one takes place after the second one in that canon. So 1, 2, 4. After that, 4 continues to 5. Seems normal, right? 5 and then 6. 6 seems okay. 6 after 6, it jumps, and that's where the timeline stops, from 1 to 6. And it goes to H2O. H2O happens, which H2O lands on, I believe, part 1. Because the part 2, he burns. He basically blows up.
So H2O is kind of like an unofficial 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
It's the second part to what 2018 is now.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, basically it is. So 1 and H2O have their own timeline together. Because in part 2, I mean, the hospital blows up. He should be dead. John Carpenter kills him off in part 2.
So what they did a few years ago with the last one, they've already done before, where they go, well, this is the real sequel.
Yeah. So then H2O, and then Resurrection happens after H2O. People would refer H2O as the finished part of 1 and 2. 1 and H2O. And they don't really want to count Resurrection because Resurrection was dog shit.
At what point does it go into space?
That is after 7 and 9. So basically, yeah, I'm remembering because I've seen these series. Oh, obviously.
It's the Resurrection. Even for somebody who completely understands it, it still boggles your mind.
Yeah, Resurrection happens, and then that's the end of the series for now because it ended so terribly. It looked like they were going to do another one because at the end it ends off in Mike opens his eyes like, ooh, because obviously he survived the fire before, so, So then they basically they disappear and do a remake of them, which is the Rob Zombie one. I still think the first one was a good attempt of a kind of like a remake, because they give a different story time, a different way of how he becomes Michael, because he lives in a crack bin house of strippers and abusive husbands and slut sisters and stuff like that. And then obviously the sequel was just terrible, but it was just, So then the next one is the newest one, which takes from 1 to the newest one. So technically there's 1, 2, 3 timelines. 3, actually 4, because you don't count Halloween 3. It's in its own timeline. So there's like
5 with Jason X.
5 with Jason X. And so there's like a lot. But my thinking is at the end, some of the unstuff that was, because apparently the 2018 basically destroyed all the continuity of all the other ones. Even H2O did that before too. But I like the fact that some of the stuff that was from not canon anymore made it to the newer stuff. Like, I like that they're bringing in the hospital scene. I like the characters that were brought in from the second one that don't exist. They don't exist anymore because of they removed it. So there's stuff like that made it, that was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I like that they still added. In the newer one, the sequel for the next one, they're gonna be in the hospital, which was in the second one, which it didn't make it into the new, because it's non-canon anymore. So yeah, basically, I love that they do little things, because they knew the movies were good and fun at some point, and they like continuing adding, like, they don't want to make it disappear. They don't want to make the fans like, oh man, I like that part and blah blah.
It sounds to me like no matter what, the first one is always, like, all the other movies at one point have gotten erased except for the first one.
Oh, it has to. Yeah, the first one is the greatest. It's for bygones.
It's so good they haven't even like rebooted it or remade it. It's just like, we're gonna work off that one.
Well, I mean, they did remake it, but obviously it was never better than the first one, the Rob Zombie. No matter what, even Rob, like I said, I give Rob Zombie credit. First one, I love the attempt of just Michael Myers being total monster, just going like giant dude, just going ballistic on a little town. But I mean, the first one forevermore will always be the best one. And I mean, I think I remember here in 2018, the beginning or some part in the movie, they were gonna show how they caught Michael at the end of the first one, and they were like, apparently they were gonna do like the Dr. Loomis was gonna shoot him down, and one of the sheriffs that's in the movie right now was gonna show him stopping him from doing it, but John Carpenter wasn't down for that. They're like, nah, just leave the first one. He literally wanted to leave the first one untouched. So like, I mean, it means a lot.
That's gospel.
Yeah. It means so much that don't touch. You could go around you could go around Halloween, but you can't go in it.
Yeah.
You can't touch the inside.
That's very clever right there.
Yeah. You can circle everything around it.
I was a little upset that, okay, yeah, they got rid of part 2, but they should have included H2O into the
no, because if they have H2O, then he's dead. Because technically H2O was supposed to be the end, because she decapitates his head off. And that was supposed to be it. But they're like, money? And then they're like, oh, he didn't die. He changed clothes with somebody else, and then you killed somebody else, which everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
The ending would have just been, the ending is dumb if they leave it like that.
Yeah.
The ending of H2O was a lie. It was all a lie. If they say it's canon, you're like, then this was all a lie. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. It's so. I still think The Mask is one of the worst masks in Hollywood history. I think for me, H2O gets like it just looks dumb with The Mask. Like, I watch the movie and I don't take Michael Myers seriously. He has like I don't know, morning bed hair, like an afro. You can see his eyes. At one point, it's a CGI mask. It's horrible. I love the story. I love that they do that. I think everything's great. But then they just kill it with The Mask. It just takes it away. It's like, what? Yeah. It's terrible. But like I said, so I like continuity. This one, like I said, this Halloween thing has always been everywhere. Like has 4 or 3 type of story timelines, but like, it's always good that the first one remains untouched. But I do like that the new movies are doing little stuff from the last ones that are not canon anymore, which I like it because they respect it. They thought it was a good one. Even part 2 is getting, like I said, the part 2 that was originally before is getting their hospital scenes in the newer one. So yeah, continuity matters.
You know what this convoluted stuff sounds like? And Cruz, I know you'll agree with me. Sounds like the convoluted timeline of Terminator.
Explain Terminator, please.
Oh, God.
Let's not end it with Halloween. Let's end it with Terminator.
I stopped giving a shit after the one we all went to go see together.
Which one?
When John Connor joins Skynet.
Genesis. Misspelled Genesis.
Yeah.
Did we know that at that moment, what's her face didn't know how to act?
Yeah.
At that moment, no, we didn't, right?
No, because we've only because say what you will about her role as in Game of Thrones, it's one tone. Mm-hmm. It's one tone, so she's not acting.
Yeah.
So as soon as we saw her in something else,
bro, I knew she couldn't act when I saw her drama movie or romance movie. I'm like, she can't act.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think from there, like we didn't know she could not really act as well.
You know that there's how many Terminators? There was 1 and 2.
2.
There's 3. Salvation. Genesis,
and then
the last
new one was supposed to be they did what Halloween did.
Yeah. So
kill everything and just be the direct sequel to part 2.
My brain hurts.
So there's 6 movies, and
what about the show?
Yeah, Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh man, that show ended too early.
And you both like the show, right? I know you both do credit it to be a good show. Not a spectacular show, but a good show.
It's a good show.
You know, I'll hype this show up as much as Cruz did. It was good.
Yeah.
Cersei,
right?
With the season finale, that could have either been really awesome or really god awful.
Should have given it a TV movie.
Yeah. Was it Lady Cersei?
She was Sarah.
Cersei, yeah.
How funny is it? Like both queens ended up becoming Sarah Connor, right?
True, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
See, you catching stuff. Yeah. But okay, so there's 6 movies. Oh, number 1 and 2, best ones. So
3 sucked.
4 out of 6 of these movies suck. I think it's safe to say the Terminator franchise has been dead for a while.
I like how I find it funny.
I
find it funny that they literally were trying to sell the last one. Oh, this one's gonna take everything back. They even had the actors lie. You lied to us.
They even had
They hated making that movie.
They even had what's his name, the director of the
Deadpool.
Yeah, he was like, this is the real. This is the real sequel to what I envisioned.
Oh, was it that you guys envisioned?
No.
This is one of the first movies I walked out on.
Really?
Yeah, remember I texted you.
Wait, not the first actually. We walked out on what's that movie with Seth Rogen? It was a
Sausage Fest.
Sausage Fest. Yeah, we walked out of that one. Yeah.
I didn't go with you.
Should have gone to go see Kubo.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother, because he's a huge Terminator fan, he saw it and he was like, oh hell no, and he got out. And
you said he got out at the first beginning, right?
Yes.
2 minutes.
They killed the whole thing.
Mind you, I seen that scene. By the way, they do a fantastic job.
Great. At no point did I think that was a CGI
John Connor,
Edward Furlong. Yeah,
it literally looked like it was from after part 2.
Sarah Connor looked, her new CGI self looked bombsky.
Everything, right?
Great.
Yeah, I don't know why people always complain about like that one, Rogue One with Tarkin, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I mean, obviously you knew he was dead, but I mean, you give him credit for what they gave us, and it was good.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, when they made Lawrence Fishburne look younger, it's like this is all perfectly passable.
What about Leia? They got her daughter, and she looked like, I was like, oh lord.
All this CGI looks perfectly passable. I don't know why people always complain that it's like, oh, you can tell it's fake. Like, come on, man.
Obviously, because they could animate better. Okay.
Yeah. Did you think they really made Leia younger?
Right.
There is not enough makeup on the planet or cocaine in the world to make us think she's 20 again.
Yeah.
But let Oregon answer that.
When I saw Terminator 3,
seriously, man,
I was like, this is garbage.
Oh, yeah?
When I saw the Christian Bale one, I was like, hey, this is alright. It's cool.
That one at least leaves you curious to what they can do next.
And then I heard they were making a sequel. I was like, Christian Bale's coming back for... Nope, Christian Bale's not coming back.
I'm Batman.
One thing I was a little disappointed about the Christian Bale one was because when I heard about they're going into the future, you're thinking part 2, like type of background, future, and you didn't really get that. You got all desert, right?
You got desert, no lasers,
But to be fair, this was early in the war.
Yeah.
Like before they had developed the
I just wanted to see part 2 type of.
Like I wanted to see the machine war.
Yeah,
which,
the future.
which was, and like this takes place at the beginning of the machine
That's
war.
the only thing I was kind of disappointed because, like I said, when everybody thinks future, you think, oh, we're gonna get the future of part 2. I think in 1, right?
This is even before John Connor's leader of the resistance.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be leader, and at this point, he's like, nah, he's just still one of the soldiers.
Yeah.
So it does leave you wondering, like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do.
That's how you were expecting part 2. Well, the next one.
The next one was like, okay, this is gonna be awesome, and then why is the mother dragon in this movie?
And then they kind of spoiled the surprise, right, with John Connor in the trailer, right? He's a like there was no payoff in the movie because they literally that was their big payoff. There was literally John Connor was gonna be a cyborg, right?
Terminator trailers have a bad habit of ruining their twist. They did it with part 2 because James Cameron was pissed off that the trailers revealed that Arnold was the new good guy.
Oh, really?
He was pissed. He was like, that was the main thing.
Yeah, that was the payoff, right? I mean, it's still wonderful film. Wonderful film.
Great, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'd be pissed too for me watching it. He's like, he's coming back again. Yeah.
They brought him back in Terminator Salvation.
Oh.
Arnold.
Oh yeah,
CGI Arnold.
I give him credit for that. It did look nice, very intimidating.
He was wide, yoked. Yeah, he was yoked in Genesis.
Oh yeah.
For an old man, he was like.
Well, it was CGI. Okay. It was CGI'd Arnold.
Yeah, I think they do a good job. They do a good job. You know, I still give them that.
They need to leave Terminator alone.
I still jizz out when I see them when he ripped off when he's peeling off his arm and you just see the robot. I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
They need to bring back practical effects.
Yeah. Like
again.
Stay away from Terminator for a little while. We don't need Terminator right now.
I think they just need to stay away for like a long time until James Cameron figures out like, you know, I'll go back to that. I'll direct.
Once he's finished with Avatar 5.
Yeah. Which is already a sequel to Avatar, the second one.
Yeah.
Oh no, they might get another one.
They already finished filming part 2.
I'm telling you, that we're gonna see Mysterio type of machinery in the movie theater. We're gonna see. He's gonna pop out with it. I swear to God, Cameron's gonna be one of the first to do holograms in the theater.
There's gonna be a part where they go underwater, and James Cameron himself is gonna run out and spray you in the face with a water
It's
bottle.
gonna be that good. It's gonna. No, I'm telling you, it's gonna be hologram. There's gonna be some type of hologram that makes you feel like you're in the jungle. Or some nonsense, because he did a wonderful job with the 3D.
Yeah, say what you will about the whole 3D gimmick.
Yeah.
When we first saw Avatar, that blew your mind.
Yes.
I don't care who you are, that blew your mind.
I literally was saying that everything should be like this now with 3D. And obviously it never was. But and 3D TV just failed and laughed at everybody's face like, oh, you bought all this and got nothing.
It was a fad.
I wasn't a fan of the movie, but the animation, the 3D, everything in that movie was beautiful.
It was sexy.
Neytiri, the actress who played Neytiri, Zoe Saldana, was in that movie. That was the highest grossing movie up until Endgame. Yeah. And she was in that movie
there you
too.
Go. She's the moneymaker.
She was blue and then she was green.
She had 3 movies, the highest grossing movies.
And she still hates working with white men.
What's the third one?
Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War and Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How dare she complain?
She picked up.
You're in the 3 top grossing movies in history, and you ain't like working with you.
Yeah.
Piss off, man. Here's some continuity. You're a cunt.
You're Hispanic. You're a Hispanic chick working with white people.
What is she?
She's Hispanic.
No, but like from where? Like she Colombian?
Entitled.
Entitled.
That's the country. Anyways,
Cruz, you're more browner than any of us.
He's more Korean.
Wow.
It's true.
That's not PC. Cruz that's not very PC of you.
Cruz looks like the guy from Cruz looks like the guy from the Batman and Robin review we did, Ramble we did.
He's a Korean, I'm a Jew, and you're a Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. Oh, we're all the Jedi.
The Jedi.
Anyways.
If only we could get a half-naked woman to choke you out.
Oh, man. That'll be soon when they open the strip club. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed our basically our opinions on continuity. I hope you maybe have thoughts of it too. Like, name us something that you guys consider
we went off on a lot of tangents.
Sacred. And no, it's good. No, well, we did good tangents. It was tangents of tangents. Like, I think the one time you did tangent off was when we asked you about what do you think that's non-canon that made it a comic?
Yeah, that was the tangent. Like, you gotta read the comics to read the book. And
Yeah,
we went off
but
on
then
that
you
tangent.
went like, so yeah.
It was like Charlie trying to read the map.
Like if you liked it, disliked it. If you disliked it, like I said, if you disliked it, let us know what you want us to make sure you like it, fix it.
Also,
And
tell us, was Kazam a thing?
was Kazam and Shazam different movies?
Kazam was
or
a
were
thing.
they the same movie?
Kazam was a thing.
That's what I just said.
Shazam wasn't a thing.
I still believe